on, Papa. Come on, Papa. Good girl. Sit. Good. Good girl. Oh my goodness. Lucy, sit. Stay. Yes. No. Sit. Oh, you're gonna go hide? No, you're gonna go hide? Come on. Come here. You can't be a chicken baby. Sit. Good. Stay. What we're gonna do, we're gonna close that. Sit. No. Sit. Good. Stay. So even though she's a chicken baby, she has to complete this task. We can't just give in to her because she's being a chicken baby. Yes. Because if she gets her way, good girl. Yes. You want butter cheese? If she gets her way, then she's never gonna learn, and she's always gonna chicken out. Yes. Good job. Good girl. All done. Louis, shush. What is it? What is it? Somebody here? Stop. Sit. Good. Hello? No. Stay. Louis, shush. Good. Good girl. So there actually is people down the hall. There's an event going on down the hall. So it's good. But I don't think she's really falling for that. Yeah, not really. Hello? What is that? Louis, shush. Good. Louis, no. Hello? Oh, hello. Come on in. Good. Come. All the ways. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Oh my goodness. Did you do so good? Did you do so good? Oh, good girl. You're gonna get a lot of room this time. So she can't move forward. You're good.
Okay, Rick.
Here.
Maybe move that. So there's a trip in that wire over there.
Stop.
Watch your butt. That's the bite though?
Yeah.
Oh, you were a biter?
She's a fear biter. You see how she's trying to escape? Right here. Here. Right there. Good. Here. Most dogs, they usually have trouble with down. And I had to use leash pressure to get her started, which made her a little bit nervous. She wanted to kind of slink back away and go in her kennel. But she's getting it now. I still have to lure her down a bit most of the time. She did do twice without having to lure. Lucy, down. Oh, so close. All the ways down. All the ways down. Yes, good girl. Good. I got one more bit. One more bit. Ready? Good. Down. Down. No. Down. All the ways down. All the ways down. Yes. Good. Good girl, Lucy. You did such a good job. You did such a good job, Lucy, Lucy. Lucy. Oh, good girl. Good job. Good girl. I'm so proud of you, Lucy. I'm so proud of you. Good. All done. All done. Oh, really? Good girl. Okay. I'll give you one more bit. We want to try it one more time. How about that? Nice big piece this time. Lucy, down. Yes, good girl. Good. Wait. Good. Brick. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Yeah, you wouldn't knock stuff over and freak yourself out, huh? Oh. Sit. Good girl. Oh, you're such a baby. Shush. Sit. Stay. Lucy, come. Yes. Good job. Good girl. Here. This way. Sit. Good. Stay. No. Stay. Lucy, come. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. And again. Here. Sit. Good. Stay. Lucy, come. Yes. Good girl. Here. Right there. Sit. Good. No. Stay. No. Sit. Sit your butt. Good. Stay. You see? And I said, and oh, she looked at her kennel like, I can escape like that. Good job, Lucy. Lucy, come. Yes, good girl. Good girl. A little bit hesitant there because she got a no before. Here. This way. Sit. Good girl. Stay. She has been less likely to want to escape into her kennel. Wants to spend more time out here with me, which is nice. Good job. And she really likes doing this. No. See the word no? She thinks she's in trouble. Sit. No. Lucy, no. Come. Good. Sit. Stay. And we don't want to let... No, stay. We don't want to let her feel bad about it. Right? She's not in any trouble. Just a matter of fact, no means no. Right? Good girl. Come. Yes. Good. Good girl. Here. Want to do again? Want to do again? Here. This way. Sit. Good. Down. Good. Stay. Don't expect her to stay in the down. I didn't think so. Sit. Down. All the ways down. Good. Stay. Good. Lucy, come. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. I'm not being very formal because she's a little bit hesitant right now. So I'm marking it as soon as she's on her way. As soon as she's committed to coming. Right? And you can see she picks up a little speed. Let me get a little more distance here. Sit. Good. Stay. over. Lucy, come. Yes. Good. Good girl. Here. This way. Here. Lucy, Lucy. Sit. Good. Stay. No. Sit. Stay. Good girl. Lucy, come. Yes. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Oh, Lucy, up. Oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, oh my goodness. What a, oh, okay, yes, what a good girl. Okay. Okay. Okay, you're a crazy person. Lucy, come here. Up. Up. Good. Sit. Good. Down. Down. Good girl. Good. Sweet potato pie. Oh, sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie. Good. Lucy, break. Sit. Good. Down. Yes. Oh, you're beating me to it, huh? Lucy, place. Good. Down. Yes. Good girl. Lucy, break. Come. Sit. Down. No. Down. Yes. Good girl. Lucy, stay. No. Stay. Lucy, down. All the way down. Good. No, no, no. Down. You're almost there. All the way down. Yes. Good girl. Trying to work on a little bit of distance. Good. Here. Here. Place. Down. Yes. Good girl. Lucy, here. Good. Down. Right there. Stay. Lucy, come. Yes. Good girl. Good job. Oh my goodness, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Oh my goodness, Lucy. Oh, oh, you're such a good girl. Oh, you're such a good girl. Yes. Here. That's not what I told you to do. Break. Here. Good. Here. Lucy, place. Good. Break. Sit. Down. Oh, all the way down. Yes. Good job. Good girl. But this is fantastic. She's not leaving place, and I really haven't had to go any more than like 8 to correct her from leaving place. 8 out of 100, so it's really low as far as like a correction goes. Her working level's 3. Good girl. Yes. So even though I said yes, good. She didn't take it as a release word. She knows the release word is break. Lucy, break. Good girl. Good. You go down. Yes. Good job. A lot of times dogs will hear the word yes or okay or something like that, or even good girl, and they think, oh, I can go do whatever I want now. Lucy, place. You got it. Go on. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Lucy, break. Sit. You can go down if you want. Good. Stay. I'm going to tease her a little bit. No. No. Stay. Sit. Stay. You're so pathetic looking. No. Stay. No. Stay. Good. Come. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So, she was about to screw it up, so I just released her. Okay. Beyond that door is an event with people. And she can hear them. You can see the brow furrowed. Back. Good. So when we pop this door open, like anywhere else, she can't cross the threshold. No. There. Good. Here. Smells good, huh? What's up, man? Stop. Sit. Yeah, she's a fear biter. A little bit of territorial. Nope. So she wants to back out. Sit. Good. Good. Hey.
You didn't order no refrigerator, right?
No.
Okay.
For real? Here. There's tail tuck. She wants to check out. Sit. Good. Stay. Yeah, she's a little bit territorial. Do you mind if I stand here while people walk by? All right, cool. Thank you. Good.
This is your place.
Hey, stay.
Trying to get her broken into people, seeing people and stuff?
Yeah, just, I don't know if she really thinks of the hallway so much as her territory, but I just want her to get used to, like, people just coming and going. Are you going to go explore? See what happens when she gets out in front of me a little bit.
There was another dog in here just recently.
Oh, really?
So that's what she smelled.
Oh.
He came up and then he went back down. And he was literally right. It was a male. It was right here.
Okay.
So that's what she smelled right there.
Oh, you see?
Everywhere where he was, that's exactly what she smelled.
Yeah. Right there. Stay. Good. Sit. Good. Good. Very good. No. She's territorial, so we're just letting her get used to people going by.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sit. Good. shush. Starting to whine a little bit. Good, good. Oh, shush. I think that's half the problem. She's so cute, everyone wants to go up to her, you know? Sit. Good. Stay. Yeah. She's very smart. I couldn't even touch her until last Friday. Yeah. Hmm?
When did you get it?
It'll be 2 weeks on Sunday. Yeah. Sit. No. Sit. Good. Oh, shush, you big baby. Your buff is stinky. Your buff is stinky. You wanna give me a bath? We're best buds now. And this is where we needed to get to, because she needs to be able to handle the pressure coming from me without feeling like it's a threat. No, leave it alone. Like that just now. She's getting into my coffee over here because it's on the floor. She thinks she can. Over here. Right here. But that's where we needed to be so that she can take the pressure from me without feeling like it's a threat. And that pressure is not just corrections, it's also affection. Here, up. Good. Sit. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't get in her face. That would make her nervous and she would feel pressure and it would cause her to react. And the reason I needed to get here is so that I can bring her back into her real life situation at home, which is where we're going tomorrow. This is her last night here. So when we get there tomorrow, we can go over some of the issues that are going to come back because she's back in her environment and she's back around her people. So I was at the Simon Foundation. It's a large rescue a few weeks ago, and they had a litter of puppies, right? So I walk into this room and they got a little gated fenced area, and there's several puppies up against the gate, and there's a few people in there giving them attention. And so one puppy was up on his hind legs with his feet on the fence. The other puppies were just happy to be there and happy to be social. Right? There's this one puppy about 3 feet back, and that puppy was doing this, hunched up with the head down. That's her, right? So whether or not she was abused or who knows, right? But it's typical you're going to see that, maybe even more than one dog in a litter of puppies. One who's just shy, held back, insecure, fearful, whatever the case, right? And it's just natural. It could come from, the hierarchy of the litter. Who knows? But it seems like they just are born like that, whether it happens in the womb or what, right? So that's who she is. Now, of those puppies, who would you choose to be the leader? The one who's got his feet up, he's confident, he's not nervous about the people that are in the room. The other ones, they're there, they're wagging their tails, they're happy to be there, they're kind of followers, middle of the pack. And then you got that one in the back who's fearful, right? Nobody's going to follow that dog. None of those dogs would follow her. And so you take that puppy, she gets a little bit older and goes home and goes to live with a family. And now that fear and insecurity starts to show itself in other ways, right? So a dog who's insecure or fearful about people, one of the first things you're going to see is if you put your hand out, like to get smelled, or you go to pat them on the head, you might see that, right? They just kind of pull away a little bit and duck their head. That's a communication telling you, hey, I'm uncomfortable about that, please don't do it. That's your first warning, right? If you continue to put pressure, it's going to make them more nervous, right? They're not going to trust it. And so what you might get next is some lip curling, a growl, or even a lunge. Stay out of there. Over here. Up. Good. Sit. Good girl. Yeah, so you might get like a lunge or even a bite. And so to make that dog feel more comfortable and to become more secure, the dog needs to feel free to come to you without getting that kind of pressure. And that pressure is being a nice person, trying to make friends with the dog, trying to get the dog to smell you, take a treat from you, take a pet from you, anything like that. Your your engagement with the dog is pressure. Even though it's affection and even though it's nice and it comes from a good place, that's not how they see it. If they can feel free to come to you and then move away, they're going to feel like they can trust you more and more because you're not putting pressure and they'll trust being able to approach you. Let's see if she remembers it. Here, up. So I taught her this just quickly. I probably did it about 15 times, right? And this was before I even touched her. Okay. So I just put my hand out, right? Not like at her or anything. Okay. She's gonna she's gonna touch whatever. And I said, touch. Yeah, thank you. Touch. Yes. Marked it yes, and I gave her food, right? Touch. Touch. Oh, she did it with a paw. Touch. Yes. Good girl. That's what it was. And the reason I'm doing that and her owner's daughter taught her paw and a couple other things. The reason I want her to touch and approach on her own, right? Because I can just ignore her, touch, and wait for her to, yes, good. If she touches, she'll get a food reward, right? If she feels uncomfortable and she walks away, that's fine, right? We'll just try it again later. Because every time that she comes and she approaches, it's going to get easier and easier for her, and she's going to start to feel like she can trust you. So there's that, right? Then there's the respect aspect of it. Like I said before, if I need to set boundaries or rules with her, or, I have certain things that I just don't tolerate, that I don't allow. And she has to learn to respect those rules. And so now that she's more trusting, she's able to take those like corrections or, harsh no's or whatever it is without feeling threatened by me or feeling like, oh, I'm scared. Like she's not scared now. So when she gets home, because she's not, this is not normal for her, right? So she was kind of put at the front of the pack, so to speak. Whenever she would start to feel nervous or even when she started to show aggression, this is very common what people do. It's okay, because she's so sweet and affectionate and gentle and all these things normally, right? That when she acts up like that, it's really easy to go, oh no, it's okay, don't do that. And people a lot of times have a bad habit of saying, good girl, it's okay. Like they're trying to convince her to be good when she's not being good. And they don't hear any of that. This is what they hear. You like what I'm doing? You thought it was good? Okay, I'll keep doing it, right? So we have to change that to no, that is not allowed, right? And then when she does the proper thing, then we can tell her, good, that's what we want, right? So if I was to bring her up in front of somebody, I'd stop her and heel, make her sit, and then I would engage with the person. At the first sign she even goes to stand up or break heel, I'm going to no, firmly correct her, put pressure on her, tell her to sit, and then I'll continue my conversation. And when that conversation is over, and if I'm just doing exercises, I'll probably keep it short, like 5 seconds. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Very good. We turn around, we walk away. Here, so we turn around and we walk away. And then once we get away, then I tell her, good, that was good, right? Because she was able to, even if she got corrected once, sit through the conversation without reacting. And then we just try to make that the new normal by repeating it. I always tell people a dog will associate any kind of reward, whether it's affection, toy, food, whatever it is, even verbal, with the state of mind they're in. So if a dog is anxious and you're like, good boy, right? You're only making it worse because you're telling him like the way he feels is good. And he's going to relate that and associate it and continue to do it or get worse, right? So with her, we want to keep excitement low, because I did notice a little bit when she started to feel more comfortable, she'd start play bowing at me and start zooming around and kind of making growly noises and stuff, you know. And if you engage, she's like, seems like she gets a little bit amped up even more. And if you get like, hey, that's enough, stop it, like, then she starts to get weird about it, like almost a little bit nervous about it. Good girl. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You want to play? You want to play? Oh my goodness. Are you a crazy person? Yeah. Oh yeah? Oh shush. Here. Here. You know, like at one point, and then she was doing that, and I was like, okay, that's enough, you know. And I took the leash and I went to approach her with the leash, and she pulled back a little bit. I'm like, okay. So that happens sometimes, you know, because we get upset, it makes them nervous because she is more of a fearful state of mind, right? So if we get upset, sometimes that could make them nervous, which kind of leads me to believe with the grandparents issue, that's maybe where it's coming from, because it's very highly unusual that a dog that has stranger danger, that is not comfortable with strangers, is going to bite or react to somebody that they've known for a long time and they see on a regular basis. So one of the things I want to do is kind of reintroduce who his parents are, right? Or her parents, who they are to her. Um, when I introduced myself to her, I didn't introduce myself to her as a playmate or a buddy or anything like that. I introduced myself as a leader and a mentor, right? So I have to teach them that, and I have to teach them to like not be as passive and to not coddle, and to be a little bit forceful at times when it's needed, or not even so much forceful, but at least assertive, right? Because in the past, the dog started to react, and they would get down on one knee and like hold her and like tell her it was okay and all that stuff, you know. And of course, that just makes it worse. When I first met her, she was in a crate, right? She reacted right away, and she has a sister, another dog who's a little bit older. That's her. Both of them reacted. The other one's not a threat in any way, but they both reacted, which caused her to obviously be worse. Um, I used the air can on both of them. They both immediately were like, okay, and they stopped. And then when I had her out, I had her on a leash. So I get her out of her crate, right? I walk around the couch. That's where mom is. As soon as I went to walk past mom, boom, she jumped up and lunged for me, and I had to hang her out. Um, so it happened again. I brought her outside, walked her back and forth a little bit, and then came to bring her back in. And when we got to the threshold, I made her stop and wait, even though she's looking at me like, dude, I don't know what your deal is, but I'm not liking this, you know? And I remember at one point I'm talking to the guy. The woman had said like, "Do you want me to leave? Because it seems like I'm just kind of making it worse." And I said, "Yeah, if you don't mind, go upstairs for a minute." Right? And so we're talking, and she's kind of like as far away on the leash as she could possibly get from me, right? And so I have the leash in my left hand, and I have the couple feet away in this hand. So there's maybe like 4 feet of leash, right? And as we're talking, I'm looking at her, and I'm telling him, I said, "Do you see it right now? She's building. She's loading up right now. She's gonna come at me." And because I knew she was gonna come at me, I started to pull the leash through so I can shorten it and have better control. If it's too long, then she'll be able to reach me and get a bite in. And then because I did that, that also made her nervous, and that started to trigger her even more. And then boom, she springs up and she comes at me. Um, but because of the way they were, because they were so passive and they never sent a clear message that you can't do those sort of things, she was forced into the leadership position. And she is not built for that. She cannot handle that. It comes at her, right? Like she has to handle everything and protect them, right? And she does not have the confidence for that. And so to her, it strikes fear, right? So that's why she's a fear biter. And the longer it goes on, like she's deciding what's a threat, you know? It could be a squirrel, it could be something completely mundane, you know what I mean? Like, what do we see? A plastic bag blowing in the wind, right? Tear at it, you know? Like, come on, you goofball. And then she's like, oh, I'm afraid of it. Nope, come on, we're going over to see. So I bring her over there. She smells it. And like, oh, okay. And then we walk away. So we have to do that. We have to do that to build her confidence that whenever something like scares her, a lot of times noises or things that will startle her. Let's say like the garbage truck. Well, I'm gonna go. What? Come on, it's a garbage truck. Let's go. Let's walk next to it. Let's go see it. And nothing happens, and the truck drives away, and everything's fine. Like I have to be the one to lead her into situations and to show her there's nothing to fear, instead of letting her lead the way. And like if you're looking for a dog and you see that dog who's just reserved, there's different levels, anywhere from shy to timid, insecure, and just downright fearful, right? And when you start getting to insecure and fearful, that's when they can become dangerous and they can bite. Even sometimes, even though they're fearful, they don't just really bite; they don't stop. Most of the time a fear bite is going to be like a quick bite and release, and then they're going to run away and hide. Or if they lack the confidence, a lot of times they'll, if I get up and walk away, let's say, seize the opportunity to get me from behind and then retreat, you know. Um, so if I'm in that situation and I get up to walk away and the dog starts to move towards me, I just turn around immediately. And just that facing them, they're like, "Oh, okay, he has the confidence to come back at me, so I'm not gonna do it." But that's basically the plan now. Is tonight is her last night. Tomorrow she goes home. We're going to start to work on just some of what she's learned and how they can better approach teaching them spatial pressure, how to continue and follow through with a correction. And then at the end of the week on Friday, um, because that's Good Friday and Easter is on Sunday, so they're having her parents over, which is one of the issues she had. So I'm going to be there to see what that actually is. Um, if I'll be able to know right away if she's fearful of them and if she's reacting to them the way she was reacting to me at first meet, very fearful, then I know they just have not established any kind of trust and respect, even though it's been so long. And that is very, very possible because, like at the shelter, whenever I've had dogs like this, people want, like, because she'll become friends with people that don't put a lot of pressure on her. And then other volunteers start to get jealous. They're like, oh, I want her to like me too. And they try really hard. Oh, you want a cookie? Okay, and they approach and they go towards the dog, and the dog just doesn't want anything to do with them, and it moves away. And the more they do it, the more it breaks trust with the dog, and the less the dog will ever want to be anywhere near them. And it's possible that the grandparents just never made it beyond that, and maybe they try too hard. We'll have to see. But it seems like to me it's better with the grandma. Whether it's a male or female issue is hard to say. Men are usually more forward. Women are usually more nurturing and inviting. Come here, puppy. Whereas men are like, and they tend to roughhouse a little bit more. So that like forward approach to a dog is what the dogs react to. You know, if I go to stick out my hand at a dog and it pulls back and I keep coming in, at that point I'm asking for it because according to the dog says, hey, I displayed clear body language that was not okay, And now you're not listening. Now you're just being a jerk, right? Even though you're like, hey, you want a cookie? I'm a nice guy. Come here, have a pet, you know? Just don't see it like that. So, uh, but it'll be interesting whether it was that or whether it was maybe like the dog is comfortable with them, but just got like those zoomies and got a little rambunctious, and then maybe, she'll jump on you. And when she bites people, she lunges to bite them, So jumping on you and lunging are the same thing, you know. And if you know that the dog has a history and the dog jumps on you and you get nervous, well, maybe that's causing it to trigger as well because he understands what it's like to be nervous, right? A nervous dog is dangerous. And so when you start acting nervous, that's how they see you. Dangerous, so you got to be careful. Uh, I've seen many times I'll go, maybe there's like a couple that live in the house with a dog, right? And the dog bites one person and is just absolutely horrible to them, won't let them touch them, won't let them put a leash on or something like that. And the other person doesn't have any problem, right? And that's because the one person, especially if they've had an incident, they're gonna be hesitant in their approach, like to go clip a leash on. They're like, okay, I'm gonna put my leash on. No, don't. Just okay, you moved a little bit. And the other person is probably, well, I've never had a problem, so it's not an issue for me. And they just go in there with a purpose and they put the leash on, and it doesn't intimidate the dog because you're not acting all nervous and weird, right? So there could be that aspect to it as well, that she's triggered by their insecurity because they know that she's had incidents in the past. Her incidents are mostly at home with strangers coming in, occasionally like out on leash. And as far as like going to the vet, going to a daycare that she goes to, the employees that work there, she doesn't have any issue, right? She's comfortable there. She's comfortable with those people. When she's there, she's away from her own people, feeling less protective of anyone or any space. So much better, or not, not reactive at all. She's very confident around other dogs, which is funny, right? Um, she is forward. She'll tell you if she needs to tell you to bug her off, as far as other dogs go. And she makes a lot of noise when she's playful, like growly noises and so forth. And no hesitation whatsoever, no which is good, right? There we go. Good. Pretty surprising. Tail's way up. No lack of confidence there. Huh. I like her little hop. What do you think? Is he good boy? Is he good boy? Oh, God. So in that environment at a daycare, she's probably, you know, picking up and taking a back seat to a lot of the other dogs that are there. So if a stranger comes in, she's not going to be the one that's going to run up and start barking. She's going to go, oh, that's the Rottweiler's job, over there. I don't do that, because we did a lot of just basic obedience, just to establish that communication, just to kind of lower her down a peg, put her more in a follower position, and just to do that mentoring, that teaching, to get her to a place where she understands when I need to walk up to someone and tell her, stop, sit, stay, and then I can approach somebody. And she knows, she's very responsive to the word no, which is very good. So she's also gotten that, where she's gotten just a couple higher corrections around 20 out of 100. Typically, she responds as a correction very well to around 7 or 8. And as far as her working level, it's about 3 or 4. If I tell her, come, and she's like, I don't really want to, and I push continuous on 3, she's just kind of like, but if I have it on 4, then she's like, okay, I guess I'll come, That is one other thing I noticed. The more she got comfortable, she's done a few things like jump on me, barge through the kennel, not want to go in the kennel, being a little like minor stubborn about certain things. Oh, created a monster. Now I'm having trouble getting her to go into her crate. So I had to put a leash on her. Start giving her low levels on the e-collar. She used to want to escape in there, and I couldn't keep her from going in there. Now all she wants to do is stay out, hang out. Huh, Lucy? Lucy, here. House. No. House. Give her low level stem. Lucy, house. And we disengage. Good. Lucy, break. Good girl. Lucy, here. House. No. House. Look at that time she went without having to stem. Good. Break. Come on, Lucy. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Oh, my goodness. Do you want to do it again? Ready? Lucy, here. Good. House. Good. I was about to push it, but she went. Reluctantly, but you went. Break. Good girl. Lucy, here. Here. House. Good. Good girl. Lucy, break. Good job. Lucy, here. House. Good girl. Lucy, break. Good. Sit. Oh my goodness, what a good girl. We try it without the leech now? Ready? Lucy, here. Come on. House. Good girl. No leash, no skin, no nothing. Huh. Good job. We'll have to practice that a little bit. She's also gotten into, like, she'll stick her nose in the garbage. She tried to eat a napkin, and her own poop. just once, but yeah, she's a poop eater. I guess that's a problem at home. So I did a little bit to like start getting that ball rolling. Those are minor things that I think that would be easy to take care of at home, and also set those boundaries and establish those rules. Like, you don't eat poop. It may sound like a minor thing to eat a napkin or to eat something or to eat poop, but poops carry disease. It's nasty. She's a kisser. She likes to kiss, so you don't want a dog that just ate poop licking all over your face. Um, and then just eating random other things that maybe are not good for her. So that'll help put that to a stop. That'll help make it easy to communicate, just to get through those smaller hurdles, and then also the larger ones. It's easy to cut her a wide swath because she, like I said, is sweet. She's cute. She has what I call a puppy head face, which is, I think she's over 2 anyway, so she's not a puppy, but she still has that kind of puppy look to her. And everyone that sees her wants to approach her because they think she's a sweet looking little puppy. And even if they're like, oh, but I'm a sweet little nervous puppy, then they even want to approach her more because they think, oh, what is it you do? No. But there's a huge problem with puppy head faces. And that's her. So she's got a few strikes against her. She's insecure. She's been thrust into the leadership position. She can't handle it, and she's a puppy head thing. So everybody and everything is just coming at her, and she's like, why? A lot of times as soon as you take away the leadership from a dog like this, as soon as they step forward to do something, no, and you correct them and you put that pressure on them, and they're like, oh, gee, oh, well, no one's ever said that before, right? This is a lot of times what you get. Wow, that was a lot of pressure. I don't have to do it anymore. That's great. That was so much pressure, right? Because it is, especially a dog that can't handle it. It's just a lot of pressure to be under, to be forced or thrust into that type of position where they're the ones who have to fend off evil and determine what is dangerous and what isn't. The killer squirrels and who knows, right? Right, sweet pea? Oh my goodness. Hmm? Is this? Hmm? More attention. That is something that you can't do to a dog that is afraid of you, right? So this is where we've got to, and it's only been 2 weeks. I think that is great progress. Normally I would keep her for 3 weeks, but because of, they wanted to try to keep the cost down. I said, well, we'll do 2 weeks. I think it's probably going to take at least that. I would say around day 5 is when she started to kind of start showing a little bit more trust, right? And then by I'd say the end of the day, that I think it was day 6, day 5, maybe she approached for touch, and I pet her, and then day 6 again. And then by the end of that day, the next morning, like when I went to go get her out, she's just excited to be out, full body wiggle, jumps up on my stomach, runs down the stairs like, "Hey, you coming, buddy? We're best friends now." It's been pretty good since then, and I thought it might take a little bit longer, but it's good to have that time where we're in that state of mind where like we can both start to trust each other. Because trust me, when I'm around a dog like that, I don't trust him either, right? We both have to gain that, and it's nice that being in that state of mind with her, that it was, at that point I could really start to progress as far as like teaching. The thing about dogs like this, nervous, fearful, it's part of who they are. It's that puppy in the back, 3 feet behind, that's like this, born like that, right? So it's part of who they are. You're never going to change that. She's always going to have a distrust towards new people trying too hard, people approaching her. It'll get better the more that she realizes that we know what we're doing, right? So if the parents instruct a person coming over, completely ignore her, you know what I mean? We'll address her and we'll sit down. You can incorporate food. You don't hear, puppy, you want some food? You just sit here with the food in your hand. Or you toss the food down and let her come a little closer, a little closer, a little closer until she's taking it. But you never once look at her, talk to her, or try to touch her. You let her take the food and leave if she feels uncomfortable to go eat it off in the corner. The more she's like, hey, I got food, nothing happened, she'll start getting used to the approach. Then I can, without looking at her, say, touch, right? Wait for her to do the touch. And then, or the parents can do those commands with her, touch. And then when she touches, they give her food, right? And so she starts getting more comfortable, at least approaching people. Oh, okay.